Hi, this is Mukaddas. So, as you know, I have started a series on research methodology. So, basically, today I am going to teach you about data. What is data and what are the sources of data? So, basically, before this video, I have completed the designs of qualitative research and quantitative research. So, this is the data. This is a very basic video which I am going to teach you. We always listen about data in research, like we collect data from participants or data of research. So what is data? So basically data means information which we collected for analysis and for our research, and that data help us to fill the gap in literature, and that data help us to find our answer, or it gives the answers of our hypothesis and our research questions. Okay, because data is something which is new, which we are going to collect from the participants. So it's something new which contribute in the existing literature or in current research. Okay, in this data will be the finding of our research. So see the main words in definition. First is information collected for analysis. So basically data means the information which we collect for analysis. In research, data help answer research question. Data basically help us to address or to answer our research questions which we want to study, and then test hypothesis and draw conclusion. Basically this data help us to test hypothesis and draw conclusion. Basically I told you through this, with the help of this data we draw our conclusion or we add something new in the research. For example, if I want to research about the perceptions of students, like second year students, so we have perceptions of first year student, and we have third year students perceptions as well, and then we have perceptions of final year as well in my library. Okay, and I want to know the perceptions of second year students. That means my research gap is the perceptions of second year students. So here what will I do? I have to collect the data from the participants of second year. So here my data will be interviews. That means कि I want to collect my data. So here data means something new which I want to add in the current research. Okay, like we have research in which we have perceptions of the students who belongs to 3 years, like we have first year students perception, then we have perceptions of third year student, then we have perceptions of final year student, but we don't have perceptions of second year. So here we want to collect the data from the students of second year, then we add the data, and then we basically analyze the data, then then we draw the conclusion from the data which I got from the participants of second year. So the data help me to draw my conclusion. So the conclusion will be the research gap which my research will be filled. Okay, so then we have sources of data. Now we know what is data. That means the collection which we got from the participants, okay, which help us to draw our conclusion. So basically now sources means how can we get data, what are the sources of get data. So basically we have two sources means the origin, or like source we can say source means from where we can get the data, what is the source of data, how can we get data. Okay, so basically there are two sources of data. First data is primary data, and second source is secondary data. Okay, so basically primary source means, or primary data is the data which we get directly from the participants. Like if I go to the students of second year and I interview them, or I can just send them a questionnaire. That means I am collecting the data directly by my participants or my target audience. Okay, and then see the definitions. Basically data that is collected directly by researcher for a specific purpose, therefore it is first hand. Okay, so basically primary data means first hand data. First hand means which we collect directly. That means कि the data which we collect, that is not used before that, because this is the first hand. We are the first ones who just collect this data. Okay, then we have secondary data. So basically secondary data means कि whenever we use someone else material in our research, like if I want to do, like I want to literature review on my topic, and I just use or I just cite few research articles in my literature review or in my research. Okay, for give it a reference. So like if I use someone else research, because their answers are matched to my answers, so that's why I can use others research in my research as well. So the data which I will collect from the others research, that will be known as secondary data. So basically secondary data means second handed data, because it's not collected directly. That's why it is someone other's materials which we use in our research. So that data will be second handed, because that data will be first hand for those who are the primary researchers of that research, but we are not primary researchers of that research. So that's why we use their research in our research. So that's why we are second handed. The data will be second handed to us. That's why the data will be secondary data. So hope so this will be clear to you. If you have any question you can ask me. Thank you so much.